Hello, my beautiful darlings, and in this video, I'm going to show you the actual technique that I used for my natural childbirth. This was the key component that got me through contractions and birthing, and it's all about the breathing. I learned this in my birthing class, so if you have access to the education of a birthing class or Lamaze class, I highly 1000% recommend that you take it. So I'm going to try my best to communicate this technique to you. Hopefully it will come through in this video. So the first step is to learn how to breathe from your diaphragm. And anyone who's ever taken a yoga class knows how to do this because a big part of yoga is your breath. So I'm going to lean back here. Put your hands on your belly. And as you breathe in, your hands should come out. And as you breathe out, your hands should come back in. So we're going to do 3 breaths together. Ready? Here we go. Now that's how you get a really deep, meaningful breath. And if your hands aren't doing what mine are, that's fine. It takes a while to get your breath to get down low. A lot of people breathe from up here and they go. And that's not it. If I did that, my hand won't move at all. Watch. So you want to get it lower than your chest and really pull down, and imagine as you're inhaling, your belly is a balloon that's filling up with air. As you're exhaling, that balloon is coming back down. So let's do 3 more breaths together like that. Ready? Here we go. Good. I will also note it's important to breathe through your nose and out your mouth because the next section of breathing is where the exhale becomes really important. Section 2. The next section is focusing on the exhale. So once your inhale is where it needs to be, we're going to cut your exhale into 2 parts. And when you exhale, you're going to say the word he. H-E-E. It sounds weird. It feels kind of weird. I know you may think I'm weird, but this is what honestly works. This is what Lamaze is. My mom did this. She had 3 children, all natural. My sister did this. She had 3 children, all natural. I did this. I had 1 child, all natural. So it works. So just try this with me, okay? So inhale, and when you exhale, say the whole way. Ready? Good. And at the end, you should try to press out as much air as you can to get the full out. So I don't know if I mentioned this, breathing in your nose, out your mouth. Okay, we're going to do 2 breaths like that with the he. Ready? Here we go. Great. Now I'm going to cut your exhale into 2 halves. So you're going to go and I was a swimmer, so I have a really big lung capacity compared to most people, depending on your lung capacity. If you could stay with me, great. If not, and you need to take shorter breaths, that's fine too. But you want to cut your exhale in 2. Great. Okay, next we're going to do 3 breaths. This time we're going to cut the exhale into 2 he's. So I'm going to hold up 2 fingers. So when you exhale, you go and try to make them equal parts. So the first he is just as long as the second he. Could be as long as mine, it may not be. Just do your comfort level. Ready? Here we go. Inhale through the nose. Again. Again, one more. Great. So that was cutting your breath in half, which is kind of weird. I know you want to feel like the first round of breaths because that's more natural breathing, but cutting your breath in half is a technique that kind of takes your focus off the birthing process and what's actually happening and puts your mind on something else. Now we're going to do 3 breaths, but this time we're going to cut our exhale into 3 he's. Okay, so try to do 3 equal parts for 3 breaths. Are you ready? Here we go. Good. Wow, I feel so relaxed. I hope you do too. So that's so far, you can see the pattern. The first way was just 1 full exhale of he. The second was cutting it in half. And the third is cutting it in thirds. Now, guess what? Yes, we're going to cut it in fourths. As you cut it more and more, it gets challenging. We're only going to go up to 5. So let's cut it in fourths. Try to do 4 equal parts. Again, we're going to do 3 breaths. Ready? Here we go. Last one. Good. Wow, I'm feeling so relaxed. This is such a great technique to not only relax you, but also take your mind off of what's happening. Okay, so take a minute, gather yourself, and get ready for the big one, which is 5 he's on 1 exhale. This is the hardest one, so if you need to make them quick little that's okay too. And that's what it's all about. You do whatever you need to do to fit your he's in there, okay? We're going to do 3 breaths with 5. Ready? Here we go. Last one. Great job. And it's okay on the 5th one if you just let it all out and force it out and just go. It's totally fine. So good job, everybody. That was your first technique of 1 through 5. Next, we're going to spruce it up, spice it up. This is where your partner gets involved. So grab your partner and come on back. Hello, partners. Welcome to the breath training. And your role is significantly important in this as well. My husband and I were literally face to face the whole time. Eye contact the whole time. I was contracting, giving birth. My whole labor was 8 hours. And he was there by my side, holding my hand with me through this. And it's so important to have that kind of support if you're blessed to have it. So partners, grab the pregnant woman's hand, thumb and finger, and just get a good grip on the meaty part right here, because we're going to do a technique to just prove to you that this really works. So we're going to go through our 5 breaths, and as you get, as the exhales get higher and higher, partners, I want you to squeeze her hand harder and harder. So by the 5th breath, you'll be squeezing like pretty hard, almost as hard as you can, okay? And moms, I want you to just focus on the breathing, stay with me, and get to your five, he. We're going to go 1 through 5, okay? So partners start squeezing. Here we go. This is 1. Now cut it in half, 2 he's. Now cut it in thirds, 3 he's. Now 4. Last 1. Good job. Release that hand. Go ahead and let go. Shake it out, everybody. That was great. That was really great. Now, here's the most interesting part of all. We did this in my birthing class. Partners, take your mama's hand again. The pregnant mama's hand. Now, on the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to get to the point of squeezing as hard as you actually were when she was doing her breaths at the fullest point. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, squeeze. Yeah. I had to tell my husband to stop because he couldn't even do full force because it hurt so bad. And that was a pure example of why this works, because muscles need oxygen, and giving birth, you need a lot of oxygen, and a lot of women tend to just clam up, hold their breath, and try to push and give birth and go, without the air. And if you're breathing it through like we do, you're constantly flowing the oxygen to the muscles. All the muscles that are working and contracting, and contractions feel way less than if you held your breath or did nothing or just screamed or whatever. And keeps you calm. It keeps the staff calm. At the end of my birth, the nurses were just amazed that I was so calm. And this is why, the breathing technique. So during my labor was 8 hours. My water broke at 6:30 a.m. and I birthed around 2:30 p.m. 2:36. And the whole time my husband was there, and I was calm. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I didn't yell. It was a beautiful experience, and I want to gift that to you through this technique. So I hope that it comes through on the video. Feel free to email me or reach out to me if you have any questions about it. The other last technique, partners, listen up, because when you're in the delivery room and she's going through contractions, another technique to kind of take her focus off the pain is to give her, surprise her with the amount of breath. So far we've gone through 1 through 5, with the he's. So the 1 he, 2 he's, all the way up to 5. So partners, when you're coaching her, you can mix it up and you can surprise her, and however many fingers you hold up will be how many he's she has to do. So she's not going to know if you go, okay, so then she'll do 2 he's. And then on the very next breath you go, so she'll do 5 he's, etc., etc. So let's run through an example of that with 3 breaths. I'll show you what I mean. So I'll be the breather and the coach at the same time, but just breathe with me, watch my hand for the amount of he's that you need on each breath. It's a surprise, I'm not going to tell you. So on the first, we'll do 3 breaths total. So on the first breath, watch my finger for the amount of he's. Ready? Here we go. See that? How you can change it up on her mix it up, mix and match, so she can focus on what your hand is going to do next to tell her what number is going to be, 5 or 3 or 1. By doing that little trick, mental trick, trust me, mamas, your mind will not even be thinking about what's going on down there. You'll be focusing on the hand and how many and your breath. And it's really super amazing that this technique works. So I'm so happy to share that with you. So again, if you have any other questions or you want to reach out, you can always reach me at the email below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.